How did you meet Sean O'Malley? When did that go down?
I was fighting in Bellator when I was 21 years old, and I went back to Montana to commentate some fights. And I remember seeing Sean when he was 16 years old, a little skinny kid with an afro. I'm like, oh, he's pretty talented in there, pretty athletic. And then I came back 2 years later to commentate some more fights, and he was fighting a college wrestler. And I knew the gym he was training from, so I was like, I figured this college wrestler is probably going to beat him up. And then Sean armbarred the kid. So after at the after party, I went up to Sean and said, hey, do you want to come down and train at a real gym with some real pros? And he was all about it. And when he was 18, he came down, got beat up. I figured I wouldn't see him, went home, saved up $2,000, packed his card, moved down, and we've been good buddies ever since.
Wow. So he got beat up that time, and you thought that that would be it for him.
Yeah, when I picked him up from the airport, he never trained with a good pro or a good black belt yet. And he was like, man, we're going to go to the top. I can't wait. We're going to take over the game. I'm like, you have no clue, kid. You have
Yeah.
no clue. And every day we went into the lab, he was just getting smoked by the teenagers, by everyone. And after practices, he would sometimes be crying, and he would just look so defeated after practices. And I figured we probably won't see him again.
When did you start to realize that Sean had something in him, that he was different, that he could actually become a very successful MMA fighter?
I knew he was a great athlete, and I knew it's rare when when the lights go on and they're in the cage, they show up every time. And I saw that early on. And he had a lot of amateur fights. I think he had around 14 amateur fights, but he didn't wrestle in high school. He didn't have that grappling background. So I'm like, that's so hard to catch up on these days. But he was so disciplined, going to the gym twice a day, taking his ass whoopings over and over, and he's just been sticking with it. So probably after about his third professional fight, I really knew this kid's probably going to be something special because he's so athletic, he's so gifted, his eyes are so good, he's his speed's so good, his reaction time's so good, and then it's backed by just a really good committed work ethic. And a lot of people need like motivation from their coach to keep showing up. He's not that type. He's the last one that needs motivation from his coach. He's going to do everything top to bottom. He's going to be to every practice, probably 20, 30 minutes early, getting his mind ready for the practice and getting his body warmed up. So he's always been super disciplined. That's when I knew I was like, man, this kid could probably take it pretty far.